I think it's definitely a shortcut. You know, juicing is a shortcut. It takes away from, I feel, the journey that you're on. You're gonna have to. There's some things you're not gonna have to learn or do because you're taking these shortcuts. You know, and it's one of the best things about what we do is the aspect of sacrifice. You know, you're putting sacrifice into it. You know, like people are religious. It preaches sacrifice as well. So I'm not saying you can't do all these things. You can't sacrifice more when you're on juice. But I just feel like it's nice to keep it clean, and you can look good without having to juice. You know, I know some people say, oh, well, these guys will come in, they'll look jacked, they'll look good. Because they're on, you can do all that while being natural. You know, if you train, you eat right, you sleep right, you treat yourself as a professional. I mean, you can do all these things that juice guys do, you know?
I just think that using performance enhancing drugs probably takes away from, you know, the purity of the sport in the sense of like how good your technique is, how athletic you really are, because you can just overpower somebody. And also, like, a lot of these guys can just take steroids and not necessarily work out and build muscle. That's kind of like, I mean, that sounds like cheating, right? So yeah, I would love it if every competition in jiu-jitsu was drug tested vigorously. And I look forward to the day that UFC commits to that.
I mean, for me, it's been a fight of mine, but it's not something that I try to yell out and be like, you know, putting out there over and over again. For me, it sounds more like an excuse. If I'm like, oh, this guy's on steroids, like, you know, who cares if they don't get caught? Then yeah, I'm just making stuff up, you know. Now, if we start testing, that would be great. At least we'll know for sure. At least close to the event. People got quite good, I feel like, at also passing through tests. Unless it becomes as strict as the UFC does, you know, USADA is going to be hitting your door for months before the match at any time. I think that would be very helpful for me, honestly. That would freaking add so much to me.
The main thing also with like the aspect of banned substances is in the jiu-jitsu, the most boring guys would be the one abusing it the most. So it would be like a mix of like bad fights and like a bunch of roided up dudes just like pushing each other around. So I see like these new faces of jiu-jitsu nowadays who we're standing for something, but also delivering entertainment on the mats. So I think that's pretty cool. And when it comes to that, it's about longevity as well. Nowadays we have really young people join the sport. So the more you push that narrative, I think the more toxic it is for the younger generations. And, you know, we're here right now in the spotlight. We want to make sure to leave a good example for them.